Hey guys, Andrew McFarlane here, sharing 5 ways that you can live a more powerful life. We all want to feel life as much as possible, right? We want to be connected to life. We want to feel the current of life and vibrance running through us, inspiration. And so here are 5 ways that you can nurture that energy, connect to that energy, and experience that energy. The first thing that I want to say is number one is water your own roots. Okay? What do I mean by this? So, the first thing that I want to say is there's two kinds of power or experiences or perceptions of power, because one of them actually isn't real. The first one that a lot of us think about is worldly power, external power, status. People who have status, social status, or people who have money um, are believed to have power. But in reality, that's not real power. Okay, there's only one real power, and that real power is power of self. And that power is not to dominate other people. Okay, it manifests in a way that is embodying humility and other qualities of collaboration, but it's about being integrated or integral, or to have integrity with yourself. So water your own roots, right? Nurture yourself. A little ways back, I made a video about a time that I was talking to a friend, and she was in the process of negotiating salary, and I just asked her the question. I said, what do you believe that you're worth? Because no one else can tell you your worth. And you are constantly, through the actions you take on a regular basis, establishing and telling yourself what you believe you're worth based on how much you're loving your body and nurturing your body. Are you exercising, doing physical activity to say, I love my life, I love my body, the things you put in your mouth, the things you listen to, right? What you put in your ear, the kind of music, the entertainment, the kind of people you surround yourself with, the overall standard that you have for your life is going to and is a direct reflection of how much you value and are valuing yourself. And so, number one, I want to say, nurture your own roots. Number two, okay, the second way that you can really live a more powerful life is to take more risks. A lot of us might be living in too much of our comfort zone, right? And the big challenge, the thing that's funny is that I find that the real challenge with comfort is that because it's not really pain, it creates lethargy, right? Because when you're in a lot of pain, physical pain, emotional pain, spiritual pain, social, whatever, you make changes in your life. You do something different because you don't have the convenience of being comfortable. A lot of times when a lot of us are comfortable, we might just keep doing the same thing. We don't want to give up comfort, to take a risk, to feel a little discomfort, than to actually ultimately have the opportunity to feel vibrance, inspiration, exuberance, power, right? So we stay comfortable. So take risks. Someone once said that if you're ever curious on what path to take, pursue your fears. Because your fears are an indicator of the places you have condensed energy not being expressed. I recall a time when I was in middle school and I was afraid to dance, and it was one of the end of the year dances, and I was so concerned with being cool, and I was so concerned with how people were perceiving me that I didn't actually enjoy dancing. I didn't actually get to do it. And then there was a moment where I just decided, you know what, I'm going to dance. And so I guess I think about that metaphorically and quite literally, that are you doing and living your dance? And for me in that moment, it was just so beautiful because I could just feel so much energy being released. And now, if anybody who knows me personally, dancing is one of my favorite. I'm like, there's no words for my experience dancing. And it all really started with me at that age getting over the fear of what people thought of me and just dancing. And so I think about that too, and how often many of the things that we're most afraid of actually become our greatest joys. They become the things that we love to express the most. So that's number two, take more risks. Okay. Number three is relax. Okay? Take a deep breath, release, be in the flow. I look at rivers, I look at nature, I look at how nature is relaxed, yet it is powerful. A river is always flowing, and even in the times when it might seem tumultuous, it might seem strong, it's still flowing, right? It's just moving. The reason that it feels so powerful is because, in a lot of ways, of all the objects in the way, right? Because if there weren't all those rocks, you might never actually be a witness to how powerful the river actually is, because the river is not constantly needing to exert itself and establish its power, right? Because it's relaxed, because it's really it's at ease with itself, and so become more magnetic than frenetic. Have you ever noticed that when you are around people who are pulling on your energy, right, trying to court you, trying to get your attention, you feel resistant. You don't want to be around that energy. But when you find yourself being in the presence of someone who's more relaxed, more at ease, you're actually just naturally drawn to them. Because when we are in a place where we are being more frantic and frenetic with our energy and trying to grasp, trying to make things happen, what we're really saying is that we don't trust that it's going to happen, right? We don't believe that it's going to happen. Whereas if you can just be at ease, and it's not to say, once again, going back to this analogy of the river, it's not to say that you won't do things and you won't be in action. You might really be able to perform with more intensity because of how relaxed and unattached you are. You just become this flow of life, and you take action when life calls you to take action, not when you are feeling compulsive and agitated and uneasy, then you feel like you have to do something. So be at ease, just like your breath, your inhale and your exhale. There's a time to inhale, and there's a time to exhale, to surrender. And do both of those things fully. When you're in action, be in action fully, but all the while staying quiet inside. And when you're relaxed, fully relaxed. Don't be in anxiety thinking that you need to be doing something else. All right, number 4, don't listen to other people. Now, I just did a video about this, and so you can watch it, or I'll put it in the link, put a link in the description. But what I'm saying is don't make anyone else a greater authority than you, because no one else can live your joy. No one else can live your pain. No one else can live your success or your failures. Okay, so you have to take responsibility for who you are. And it doesn't mean don't listen to people in a physical sense and don't have people that inspire you, but run everything through your heart, run everything through your own being, your own body, to see if it resonates. And if it doesn't, initially, it doesn't mean that you have to reject it fully. Okay, there's something called staying neutral. And what I find is that sometimes we want to be on one side of the fence or another. If we don't agree with it, we reject it, right? And if we don't reject it, we agree with it. But you can also just stay neutral and listen and discover for yourself and say, okay, I may not know now, but I'm going to find out, right? So listen to yourself through other people, but don't make anyone a greater authority than you. All right, now number 5, which is really the big one, so I saved it for last, and that is to find a mission in this life that is greater than you. Serve a purpose that is greater than you. Many of us initially just want to survive. And yes, take care of yourself, be able to survive, but don't stop there. Don't end with just surviving, because that's not a very powerful way to live. It's at a certain point when it becomes easy, it's easy, and then you're like, okay, great, what's next? And really being able to, through action, acknowledge your connection to all things, to nature, to other people, through your willingness to impact the entire world. That will keep you going forever, right? Wanting to just survive in yourself will get boring after a very quick period of time, okay? But actually knowing that you can affect change on a global level, and it doesn't mean that you have to be on a, become president of the United States, but just knowing that the actions that you're taking aren't just about you personally. It's about others, the other people around you, and loving other people around you. So I invite you guys to do that. And I know that this is just a list of 5, and I'm sure there's so many more things. And I'm curious, if you have any that you want to put in the comments below. I'd love to just open this conversation, because I find that the dialogue is really inspiring. And if you like the video, press the like button. If you're on YouTube and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you want to subscribe, I invite you to do so. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can always email me at thankful.andrew@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you guys, and if there's any way I can support you, I would love to do that. All right, I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.